What's up, Dobsters, Dominates, Dodecahedrons? Alright, so I'm going to talk about the Week 3 win that the Bears had. Bear down. So first of all, that strip from Tyreek Stevenson on Javonte Williams was amazing. He just came up, ripped that ball away from him, stood in bounds, and got us the ball. That was a huge turnover. They were already driving. Javonte Williams already had probably like 30 yards on that first drive, so it was really nice to see. Like I said, Tyreek Stevenson, he's pretty good, but sometimes he does get beat in man coverage. So there are times where he's a liability, but there's also times where he's really good. Those are one of the times he's really good. Overall, he actually had a really good game, to tell you the truth. One thing that I did not like, and I think it was Troy Aikman, who just kept on repeating it. Oh, well, they don't have CD Lamb. Shut up, jeez. Like, we don't have Jalen Johnson, our Pro Bowl corner. Get over it. Like, you next man up. And they have George Pickens. It's not like they don't have some deadbeat off the street as their number one receiver. They actually have a legit good receiver in George Pickens, and he couldn't do nothing. So don't tell me that they would have kept it closer if they had CD Lamb. Sure, maybe he has 100 yards and a touchdown, but that still puts us up 31-20 21. So not a big deal. So yeah, that's the first thing I want to address is CD Lamb was out, but I don't think it makes a difference. Like, they still had a lot of yards to begin with. At one point, when we started taking it away in the middle of the third quarter, we were pretty even. I think they had 266 yards and we had about 280 something. So it was still even without CD Lamb. I mean, we still don't have TJ Edwards and we still don't have Kyle Gordon. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Kyle Gordon's the best corner for like a nickel anyway, but he's going to be very interesting in the Dennis Allen system, because that corner nickel will be blitzing or will be staying short, and that's actually Kyle Gordon's strengths, is sitting in the box and making tackles. So when he does come back, I expect big things from him. We don't have Jalen Johnson for another couple of weeks, which is fine. We're getting the injuries out of the way early. So the next thing that happened, we led 2 or 3 straight drives down the field. That's what's it called? Not the Hail Mary, but the flea flicker. Jeez, sorry, can't remember. I've had concussions myself, so that's my fault. Anyway, so the flea flicker, that was so slow. DeAndre Swift, it was set up perfectly because no one thought DeAndre Swift would turn around and throw it back to Caleb. But the way he did it was he ran up the middle like it was an off tackle run, and then he just stopped and then looked backwards and kind of like floated it. It wasn't a pitch. It was like a floating. And it's funny because DeAndre Swift even said on the sideline, he's like, man, I free throwed that shit. Like, he knows that he floated a little bit. It seemed like it took forever for that play to do it. Luther Burden ran a perfect route, started, like he was going to block and go for a short route, and then boom, took off. Perfect dime, dot, whatever you want to call it, to Luther Burden from Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams played really well this game. The funny thing is, although I think he was 16 for 26 for 298, 4 touchdowns, no picks, is some of his passes he missed. So he should have had better stats than that. And that's the thing that I'm seeing in Caleb, is he's getting better every week, which is a good thing. Ben Johnson seems to have calmed down a bit and understand that Caleb was doing this thing. I assume they had a talk after week 2. It seemed like that's all I heard from reports, was they were having talks and just getting on the same page. And this week showed it. And then hopefully this week when we play the Raiders, we got to stop Ashton Jeanty. I know that Jeanty hasn't really produced this year, but his stats are crazy because he actually has 125 yards after contact, but 124 yards total. So he's not getting past the offensive line at all. That's how bad their offensive line is. Our defense still can't stop the run. I expected that. We definitely need TJ Edwards back. We're missing him. Tremaine Edmonds is doing his thing. He's great, a fantastic cover linebacker. I'm going to go back to Roquan Smith when we traded him. Like, yeah, I was sad to see him go, and like a lot of people didn't like that we traded him for a second round pick. But that's kind of what linebackers are worth these days. Like, unless it's like Michael, a blitzing linebacker like Michael Parsons, like just a regular tackler like Fred Warner, you're not going to get much more than like a second round. And yes, they are worth more than that, like realistically, but in NFL terms, they're not. Anyways, trading Roquan Smith and then signing TJ Edwards and signing Tremaine Edmonds was the perfect complement to what Polis was doing. That's why I'm actually a fan of Polis. I like him as our GM. Yes, he made some mistakes, but what GM does, it can't expect them all to be perfect. I still hope that we keep Polis. I think we're going to have to make the playoffs for him to stay. I just hope that we keep him. I think he's the right guy for the team. I think Ben Johnson's the right head coach for us. As far as the rest of the game goes, DeAndre Swift played pretty well. Probably the best I've seen him play this year. He ran straight. Good job, DeAndre Swift. Run straight. Stop doing these stupid little jukes in the back. Doesn't work. You're not that good to do that. Just run straight. And he did that. So proud of him for that. Rome Odunze had some good catches. Like I said, Caleb probably missed Rome on 2 big catches, but regardless, 3 receptions, 40-something yards and a touchdown. That's still good. Rome Odunze is still kicking it. DJ Moore still hasn't really got involved in the offense. We're starting to try to run him. I'm not a big fan of running DJ Moore. He doesn't have the ball carrier vision to do that, and I mean, like, he's a receiver. You can't expect him to do that. I would love to see more. Even reverses would be fine with DJ Moore if we want to use him that bad. But I think the more we play this year and the more that Rome's killing it and maybe Luther Burden gets on the field a little bit more, that DJ Moore will get more targets and get less coverage on him. Colston Loveland, I thought that was going to be his breakout game. I actually did play him in DK and in my over-unders. Thought Colston Loveland was going to have a huge game, and he had 1 reception for 33 yards and got injured. That 1 reception, though, was huge. I think it was a 3rd down and 10, and he broke free and did that very well. One of the plays was really funny. Cole Kmet was wide open. Like, no one was with him within 10 yards on, I think we were about midfield. Second or third quarter, can't really remember. But I was like, throw to Kmet. He's wide open. But Caleb actually threw it down the middle of the field and caught, who was it? Someone was in the middle of the field. I don't think it was Rome. I'm pretty sure it was Zacchaeus. But perfect dot right in the middle of the field. Got him, and we got a first down plus 10 extra yards. Cole Kmet was obviously the safe option, so I'm glad that Caleb is able to recognize that he has other options. He's going through his progressions better, and I think Caleb's going to continue to soar. We play the Raiders this week. It should be an easy offensive day. Hopefully DeAndre Swift continues to run straight. That'd be nice. I want to see Kyle Monangai a little bit more. He had 3 or 4 carries, but it was mostly in sorry. It was mostly in garbage time. So hopefully we use him a little bit more. I want to see what we have with him. He hasn't fumbled or anything yet or showed. He did make a little mistake. He bounced off the linebackers and then tried to go backwards, and he broke more tackles and still continued to go backwards. Like, we can't have that happen, but he's a rookie. I mean, that's fine. He tried to make plays. He was feeling himself. He broke a couple tackles after that, and still continued trying to make a play out of it. So overall, happy with the win. I don't want to hear nothing about, CeeDee Lamb didn't play. That's why y'all won. Get out of here. That's bullshit. Anyway, Jake Ferguson, 13 receptions. I don't believe that we had Tremaine Edmonds covering him too much, and if we did, he did a great job keeping him in front because most of Jake Ferguson's catches were within 5 yards. I would say about probably 9 or 10 out of those 13 receptions that he had. That's kind of a weak point sometimes for us, though, is covering the linebacker or covering the tight ends. I don't think necessarily we have Tremaine Edmonds on the linebacker all the time, but we do have like our nickel corner. It's not Nashawn Wright because he usually plays the outside. McLeod, I think it is. He does okay. I mean, like I think pretty sure he was undrafted or like a late round pick, and we've had him on the team for like 2 years or so on the practice squad and bumped him up. He's doing fine. Like it's whatever. I can't wait to see what we look like with full strength. Our defense looks okay. Besides the Detroit game, our defense looks pretty stout. So we'll see. Anyways, excited for this win. Like I said before, calm down. We played 2 division opponents. We should have beat one in week 1. So hopefully, we get this win, go into bye week 2-2, get some players rested. Hopefully, T.J. Edwards comes back, Kyle Gordon, and maybe Jalen Johnson. I said 4 to 6 weeks, and he got hurt week 2, so maybe he comes back week 6. Forgot who we played. I'm pretty sure it's a tough opponent we play week 6, but here we go. Bear down.